Hey everybody, good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. We've had an issue here with some technical difficulties with our streaming software. I don't know if the software is going wrong or Facebook is going wrong. We've had some audio problems for the past couple of days, and apparently we now have some video issues not showing up on the Facebook page. So I don't know what's going on. So I apologize for the delay here, but I welcome you back. And this is defining life, right? This is we have the struggles and we push through them and we do what we have to do. I'm living it at the moment. So I appreciate your patience with me. If you're catching the replay of this because it's a little bit late, I apologize for that. But it's, hey, look, we're here, we're able to do it. It might not be perfect, but we're doing what we can, right? We're overcoming. Adapt and overcome is what we always talked about in the military. So, and today's been a decent day. We got a lot of work done. There's a lot of information going on right now with the coronavirus. There's some, the bill looks like it's going to be passed. The stimulus bill is going to be passed through the House. It went through the Senate last night, going through the House today or tomorrow, I believe, and hopefully be done by the weekend. And I've been paying attention for a couple of reasons. We have a lot of people that our employees that we know that need the help, and we have a lot of people that we know that are small businesses, especially in our user group. There's a lot of small business owners in there, whether they're stay-at-home solopreneurs or they're entrepreneurs. They have small businesses. Some of our customers have larger businesses, and so everybody's keeping an eye on this to try to see, what kind of help they're going to get. And it looks like, from what I'm seeing, there's still a lot of fuzzy areas. But I sat on some webinars today from accountants and loan officers that give more information about this. And it looks like there's going to be a couple of options. You can go through the regular for businesses. You can go through a couple of different things. There's the SBA option. There's the disaster loan option. There's also the paycheck protection, which is good for anybody working for a small business because it looks like your pay is going to be protected for the next at least 8 weeks. So if that's the case, then, they said that it will take a couple of weeks to sort it out. Banks are going to be overrun with people trying to apply for these. But if you are an individual, an employee that's an employee of a business that's a smaller business, that could be a local restaurant, anything like that, or if you're an owner of a business, be patient, do what you have to do to take care of yourself right now. But it looks like help is on the way, at least for the next couple of months. And they believe that they will have to pass other bills going forward to continue this. But in the meantime, there is hope. On the individual side, it looks like anybody making less than $100,000 a year is going to get some kind of a payment in the mail or directly deposited into their bank account. Individuals, I think $1,000 each or $1,200 each, and then for each kid you get 500. So a family of four that makes under, I think it's $175,000 gets the full amount, and they'll get $3,400 or something like that. So that's something, right? I know there's a lot of stress going on, but it's something. And this is what I really wanted to talk about today, and how we handle the situation. It's stressful. I know it's stressful for me as a business owner. It's stressful for me as a parent. It's stressful for me as somebody that has to pay household bills. There's a lot going on. It's stressful because we want to be healthy, right? We want to be healthy. We want to be financially healthy. We want to be physically healthy, mentally healthy, but yet we can't do the things that we want to do to be healthy. We can't socialize. We can't go to the gym. We can't, go out and relax in a public setting the way we want to. Plus, our kids are cooped up. There's a lot going on. So how we handle this moment is incredibly important. We have to adapt. We have to overcome. We have to do the important things for ourselves. So, I actually think, Cuomo today in his press conference, I caught a little bit of the beginning, and his one of the things he started talking about was, this shows us what we are made of, right? This is the current challenge of our society, of the world. And how we handle this shows us what we're made of. It shows which leaders are meant to lead. It shows which of us are strong enough to push through, right? And so that's what I'm bringing it around to today. It's coincidentally he kind of went that direction already, but this is what we talk about in Define My Day. It's easy when everything's going well, right? It's easy to stick to your plan when things are going well. It's not so easy when the going gets tough, right? When we're distracted, when our world is turned upside down, it's hard to stick to the plan. And it doesn't matter what plan it is. It could be Define My Day. It could be anything. I mean, whatever your workout plan, your diet, your work plan, like staying like nose to the grindstone with work, it's incredibly hard. So, and it's hard for me too. I'm not perfect in all of this, and I think there's a lot of things that we're going through individually that make it makes it that much harder. But when you're already disciplined and you went into this, if you were mentally disciplined and focused going into this, you're probably doing better than the people that weren't. And if you weren't mentally disciplined going into this is why we do what we do with Define My Day. This is why we focus on having good routines, healthy routines. This is why we prepare in any way that we can prepare, right? This is why we want to take care of our health. This is why we want to anticipate problems so that we can weather the storm. And when we come out of this, we should be stronger than ever, right? We should have like that little bit of callousness or that gristle that like that just thing that makes you tougher, like the guys that came out of World War II and the women that came out of World War II, like they were tough, right? That was their generation's test, and the people that came out of that came out tougher. And so this is in that way our test. This is the thing that's going to test us as a society and who we are. Are we going to be kind? Or are we going to be generous? Are we going to help each other? Or are we going to tear each other apart? At home, are we going to be disciplined with our time? Are we going to be healthy? Are we going to take care of ourselves mentally and physically? Or are we going to come out of this, emotionally destroyed? Are we going to come out of this unhealthy? And I think I know what you want for yourself, right? I don't even think you would be watching me right now if that's not what you wanted. And so we need to focus on being strong for ourselves and for the people around us. And let's talk about how that happens, right? Keeping in mind that these are the moments that define us. This is what the work is for. This is not about, it shouldn't be easy. Like life is not easy. Life is hard. And so right now, these are the things that we want to talk about. There are three main components of it, right? Of anything, and this is what Define My Day is built around. Number one, the biggest thing that you need to maintain going through this is structure. We need to make sure we have a structured day that we're operating within. Now, that structure, there's a lot of variables that happen within that structure. And I'm not saying that we need to be rigid. That's not the same thing. We want to have a structure that we operate within that allows us to be healthy for ourselves. So, the more structure we can have, the more healthy structure we can have, and we have that thread of consistency that we have been talking about for the past couple of weeks. If we have that thread of consistency, that home base that we can come back to, then we can take care of ourselves in the different ways that we need to take care of ourselves. We can, work hard when the energy is right, when we have the ability to focus, but then when we're going through a hard time, when we feel that we're overwhelmed, we can also rely on that structure to take the time to take care of ourselves, to take care of the people around us. That structure should be something that helps us move forward, not something that beats us down. So keep that in mind as you're going forward. And look, I talk about it. Last week was tough for me. I had some ups. I was doing well through the beginning of the week. I started to feel beaten down through like Thursday time frame, and I took that time to regroup. I still try to do as much of my structured stuff as possible. I still try to wake up at the right time. I still try to do all of my daily disciplines, from eating to meditating to reading, all of that stuff. And, I took planned time out, right? And we'll get into like the priorities and things, but sometimes your priority is going to be to work. Sometimes your priority is going to be to get things done. Other times your priorities are going to be to take care of myself, rest, recuperate, mentally take care of myself. I'm going to get into the structure component of this right now, but I see that Anna has jumped on. Better late than never. Hi. Yeah, sorry, having some problems on our end, these technical difficulties. And let me know if you happen to see the audio get goofy. If that happens, let me know. We'll try to see what we can do about it. I feel like I narrowed that down to the software that runs this microphone. I installed it earlier in the week, and I think it might be crashing, and that's causing this microphone to completely go out. So I removed the software, and we'll see what happens. All right, so back to structure. So the structure that I follow, that Define My Day is built around, is there's three components of it, right? There's the daily disciplines, those healthy habits, the routine, like the actual structure of my day is a big component. If you have a solid structure for components of your day that you can operate around, that helps you be healthy overall, so you have the energy to cope with everything else. So when I say, like a healthy routine, read The Miracle Morning. That's going to give you a solid morning routine and how to get moving forward. So, and mainly, from our perspective, it's waking up at the same time every day. Reference back to our sleep discussion we had earlier today on the Define My Day page. That video will tell you all about the importance of getting good rest and waking up at the same time every day. But we have in Define My Day pre-planned daily disciplines. Eating well, sleeping well, readings, or educating yourself. All of the daily disciplines that are in there, plus the ones that you feel make you more healthy. If we do those every day, we're doing them because it gives us a solid foundation. We're doing those things because it gives us the energy and the additional willpower we need to get through all of the stuff, right? All of the things that we run into every day. Now, the second part of this is the planning, right? The priority planning. What am I going to accomplish today that's good for me, that's aligned with my purpose and values? Now, listen, your goals may significantly have changed in the past couple of weeks. That's okay. When I say goals, I'm not saying, we need to make more money, or we need to do this, or do whatever your goals were a month ago. Things might be completely different. It might be not even close to where you were. Now your goals might be staying healthy. It might be taking care of your family. If you're a medical worker, it might be taking care of other people while staying healthy for yourself. Whatever your goals are, they're probably completely different, right? Survive might be a goal for some people right now. Pay whatever bills I can, or conserve, whatever that might be. That's okay. But every day we're going back to it and saying, right now my priority is taking care of myself, right? Is resting. Today my priorities were all work related. Today I woke up, it was sunny. I slacked off last night. I gave myself that opportunity. Today my goals were all work related. I blew through them. This is the last one today. Doing this video is the last one today. And believe me, when I couldn't get the video to work, I was ready to hang it up. I was ready to say, you know what, forget it. I'll try it again tomorrow. But, I'm seeing a message from somebody on Facebook, hey, where are you? And I'm sitting here looking like I've been preparing for this. So let's go, right? So let's go. It's 15 minutes late. We're going to go anyway. I'm going to get this done because it was on my priority list, right? It's on my priority list. It's my last thing I have to do. I'm going to get it done, even if it's a train wreck, because I have 15 minutes of pulling my hair out trying to get it to work. So that's it, right? I'm going. Now, tomorrow is going to be completely different. Tomorrow is going to be different because it's Friday. I've had a solid week of work this week. And tomorrow is going to be a kind of like wrap things up kind of priority day for me. I'm going to do like the little things I need to do, but it's going to be more of a family day. And my priorities are going to be, clean up the loose ends and take care of family, have a movie night with the boys. Over the weekend, unless there's more work to do, over the weekend, it's always family stuff. And it's a quick jot down in the book. It's, make sure I take enough time with the boys. Focus on the boys. Be mindful in having conversations with them. Take time away for Lynn and I. There might be, housework that needs to go on there, but it's priorities that if I want, at the end of the day, if I want to feel good about how I spent my time, then those are the things that need to get done. That's what gets written down. So one is my healthy habits, the structure of my day in itself. Number two is the things, my priorities right now that are healthy, and for me, the things that I need to do so that at the end of the day, I feel good about where I spent my time. And then number three is the journaling aspect of that day, right? The end of the day review, taking the time, taking the 5 minutes to review how I spent my time, how I intended to spend my time compared to how I really spent my time. Did they match up or were they far apart? Why? How do I feel about that? It seems a little woo-woo, right? But it's important. That awareness, growing that awareness of how you feel is really important. And there are days that I've spent, watching TV all day. In one day, I can write down in my journal, man, I needed that. I needed to mentally check out because I am overwhelmed. I needed that today. I feel good about that. There are other days I've done the exact same thing and thought and written down, nope, didn't work. I had way too many things that I didn't do that I should have done, and now I feel worse. That's an important thing to see. And so you have to do that part of the day. And even if you're not writing it down, still give yourself that little bit of reflection, right? So have a structure to your day where you're doing the healthy habits. Plan your day and your priorities. Priorities can be anything from having fun to actually doing work. Just depends on what day it is and what your priorities are for that day. And then the last part is taking the time to reflect on what you actually did and how you feel about it, good or bad. Angel, don't forget to assess your energy usage for the things you are doing. I'm finding right now the same tasks take more energy than usual. So I'm glad you brought that up. So we're actually going to get to that. You're skipping ahead on me. That's going back into the review part of it. We're going to get into that in more detail at the end here. But you're exactly right. I'm going to hit that in a minute. So the one thing about the planning aspect of it is that the challenge is doing one good thing for yourself every day. Sometimes that good thing is working. Other times that good thing is just taking a break and decompressing. So whatever that good thing is for you, do that thing. But that thing, and then that goes into the main second part of this, is whatever you decide to do, make sure it aligns with your purpose and values, right? So while at another point in time, it might have been appropriate to sell more stuff, or it might have been appropriate to be a good worker. Well, all of a sudden, if your business isn't selling anything, and if you can't be a good worker because everybody was laid off, or it's to get out and help people, but now you're not allowed out of the house, or it shouldn't go out of the house. So all of that gets adjusted, but your priorities are the same. Who you are is the same. So as long as you're spending the time focusing on who you are as a person, then your time can still be well spent. It's just different. And that goes back to that. This defines what we're made of, right? Where are we, daily, where are we investing our time and attention? And because we're going to come out of this and we're either going to feel really satisfied with how we spent our time, or we're going to feel bad about ourselves because we did things that were not in alignment with who we feel like we should be. This is the test of our character right now. This is the hard time for us. So we want the structure, and we want to follow the structure, but whatever we're doing within that structure has to be in alignment with our values and purpose. So, look at what you're doing today. And, if you feel, burned out and destroyed by what you were doing today, then take the time to evaluate, is this in alignment with who I am? If it is in alignment with who you are, then how can you better navigate that? And it gives you that sense of purpose, right? We talked about that Viktor Frankl. You can get through anything with a sense of purpose. Any pain, any struggle has value when there's a purpose behind it. So if you can identify that solid purpose, it can help you push through. I guarantee there's a lot of medical workers right now that don't want to be in the hospital, that are worried for their own families, that are worried for their own health, but they're there anyway because they have a strong sense of purpose. So when you have that purpose, when you're connected to that purpose, you can get through it. So right now, for us, I don't want to be home all day. I don't want to be stuck in the house. I don't want to be stuck not being able to see anybody. But my purpose is to keep my family healthy. My purpose is to, be around for as long as I can. And so I have to change. I see a reason for not going out. I see a reason to adhere to social distancing norms or practices or whatever, because, my main purpose in life is to keep my family healthy and to keep my family secure. And so I'm doing that, and this is the best way that I can do that. Right. Now, going through this, and this sort of touches on Angel's comment here. Don't forget to assess your energy usage. With this, major adjustments need to be made. Most people have to adjust where they spend their time right now in a big way. So where you might be that hard charging, executive or business owner or even an employee, you might have to take your foot off the gas as you observe how it's making you feel. There's additional stressors that you are not used to handling right now. So you might be able to go real hard. Like today, I was able to go real hard. I woke up, solar powered, man. Today the sun was out and I was ready to go. Windows are open in the house. We're getting fresh air in here, and I am going strong. But tomorrow might be different. And I have to see in myself that, as I'm feeling overwhelmed, I need to take my foot off the gas a little bit. And even if I'm used to going through 5, 6, 7 days a week really hard, now, I might not have that opportunity or that ability because there's so much going on. So understanding that the world is changing right now, and I need to make sure that I don't operate in an unhealthy way. So if I notice that, I'm starting to lose my temper, if I'm getting a little snippy, if I'm not giving people the attention that they deserve, if I'm feeling like in here in my chest, if I'm feeling unhealthy or overwhelmed, if I'm getting headaches, like you'll see physical responses too. If you start to experience that, then you need to, like, what am I not taking care of right now, right? So understand that even with structure and planning and all of this stuff, we need to be flexible. We need to understand that there's a part of this that we can, we are allowed to back off a little bit. And then the last part is the review part, like this idea of observing and growing our awareness. And Angel talked about it, right? Don't forget to assess your energy usage for the things you're doing. Check in with yourself, right? In the Headspace app, they tell you, a couple times a day, take a step back and, take a moment to recenter yourself, to observe your energy, to observe your focus, your attention. And that is what we're talking about. We do it in a big way, a bigger way at the end of the day with Define My Day, where we write in our journal. But, you want to check in with yourself maybe a little bit more now and see, is what I did today building me up or tearing me down? Is it building up the people around me or tearing them down? Was this a good use of my energy and time, or should I have been doing something else? You're constantly doing that as you're reviewing your day. And, you want to, you want to allow yourself to be wrong once in a while, And oftentimes it gives you a good perspective. If you invest your time in the wrong direction and you realize that through reviewing your day and how you feel about it, then that's okay because it gave you that perspective. But we don't want to continue down that path, and that's the purpose of this. So it's being able to identify it and then refocusing, reassessing, and getting ourselves in the right way so that tomorrow we can go about doing the right thing. For me, again, even watching TV, one day, decompressing, it might be a priority for me. Now that might even happen more often than it would normally. Other times, I'm going to do that and feel really guilty about it. I need to learn where the nuance is. You know, am I neglecting something that needs to be taken care of? Am I just overwhelmed and need to completely check out? So there's differences there. But when you're doing your review process, you want to address what you're feeling right now. How did my priorities today make me feel? Right? How did my experiences today make me feel? How did my interactions with other people, how did that make me feel? Why? Ask why. Be curious about the things that you are feeling, right? Um, Specifically going into energy, what gave me energy today and what took away my energy today. And that type of thing is going to help you decide tomorrow where you want to invest that, right? There are some things that just need to get done. They're going to suck your energy. And sometimes you need to take advantage of doing those at a time when you have the most energy and willpower to get it done, usually earlier in the day. Those things become priorities for me because I just want to get rid of them. So when I think to myself, I this thing I don't want to do, I'm putting it off. I need to get it done. Blah 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 blah. That's the thing that I want to get done first. So that becomes a priority just so I can get rid of it. Other things are a priority because it's totally in alignment with what I want to do. But sometimes some things are priority just because I need to get it off my plate so I never think about it again because it's wearing me out up here, right? And I know it's going to take a lot of willpower to get it done, so I can't let it go until the end of the day because I won't have any willpower left and I want to procrastinate again and it's going to continue to wear me down, right? So, watch that energy for, observe your energy in your review process. What can give you energy? What are you going to be able to continue to do? And what are the things that are tearing you down? And can we get rid of them? And in that, watching the news for me last week became one of those things that was tearing me down. It wasn't productive for me at all. It wasn't giving me any more information than I really needed. And it was having a negative impact on my mindset. So I needed to block it out and limit what that was. So there's going to be, and those are all fall into a lot of distraction categories that we've talked about in the past. If it's a distraction and it's completely just bad for you, then we need to be aware of that. Our physical health. So reviewing our physical health, how things make us feel physically. Are we taking care of ourselves physically? Did we do the things that we said we were going to do for ourselves physically? Today, if I don't get out and enjoy some of this sun after I'm done here today, I'm going to feel really guilty about it. Now, it's going to be a lot easier for me to go and hang out with my kids in front of the TV. It would be a lot easier for me to continue working even. It's actually I'm going to have to make a conscious decision to say stop working and go outside and enjoy some fresh air and sunlight, right? Now, I will feel a lot better doing that. It's just not what I'm used to. And there's other things that are easier to do for me right now. But I know for me to be physically healthy, I need to do that, right? I need to exercise. Exercising is not easy, but we need to make it a point right now to clean out a space inside my house so that I can easily exercise and keep up with my physical health. And then the last part is mental health. And this goes back to the energy part of it. What are the things that are going to help me be mentally healthy? What are the things that what are the things that are wearing me out, that are stressing me out, that are making me anxious, the things that I might be avoiding? These are all the things that we address when we review our day. It's going to help us navigate our mental health. And the more you can explore it, the better. At the end of the day, this is what I feel good about, and this is what I feel bad about, and this is why. And that's the thing. We always want to keep asking our questions. We always want to be a little bit curious about why we feel a certain way. And it might not be clear. It probably won't be clear for a while. because we have major blind spots that we're not aware of. But the more we explore it, the more we kind of understand it a little bit better. Now, with all of this, the structure, aligning what we do with our purpose, and making sure we're taking time to review our days. With all of this, it needs to happen consistently. We can't piecemeal this. We can't, we can't just decide to do it one day or do it when it's easy and then not do it another day. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it with a lot of our users in the user group. The people that were showing up a lot are not showing up now. And the people that, that email me even, like, I haven't been able to keep up with it. But then on the flip side, we have people saying, this is what's getting me through it, right? The processes that we've implemented with Define My Day are going to carry you through this in a healthy way. You can make major adjustments as to what's in there, right? Your structure is going to be different. Your purpose is going to be the same. You need to align all the things you're doing with your purpose. So your structure is going to be different. Your priorities might be different, but your priorities are still going to be aligned with that purpose. And your review is even more important now. The review takes on a different weight because you need to be more observant of where your energy is going and how you're feeling about what's going on right now. Don't run away from it. Don't avoid it. And certainly don't give into the temptation to just do nothing because there is nothing that we can do. When you give up the last place that you can control, which is here, right? From head to toe, when you give up control of all of that, then I don't know how easy it's going to be to work back from that when it comes time to come back out, right? When this is all over, when we look back on where we spent our time, how good are we going to feel about ourselves? We can come out of this. People talk about, I'm going to read now. I'm going to take an online course now. I'm going to take care of myself. I have all of this time. This is what we've been asking for. We want to work less and have more time for ourselves. And yet when we're given that opportunity, we stream more Netflix. We spend more time on social media. We sleep more. We have the opportunity to now be more mindful and healthy for ourselves. Now is the opportunity to use this time. Even if you use a fraction of it, you can still watch more TV and be more healthy because we have so much more time right now. Add 1 hour to take care of yourself, right? And Mary Kay, I see you in here. Hi. She has like 2 or 3 hours less in the car right now. So she has more time to do what she needs to do. We got to take advantage of that. We cannot just this is the time that's going to define us. This is where we learn what we are made of. And if the result has not been great for you so far, I challenge you to redefine that. Define who you are right now. Take the time to build structure into your day. Do the things that are aligned with your purpose. And every day, take the time to find out, to review with yourself how I am doing. If the result is not good, we need to figure out why and build and figure out how to fix that. We need to figure out what we can do that makes us more healthy in this environment, in the limited places that we can go. What can we do to make this just a little bit better? Deborah says, just took a walk, 4,000 steps, felt great. Felt great. Thanks, Nick. Keep helping us. I will. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I know, and that's part of my issue, with the technical problems. If I don't have that, this to me is more worthwhile than giving up because of technical problems, right? I'm not trying to it sounds funny in a way as I'm saying it out loud, but that was the thought in my head. as I'm getting ready to get up and lose it and walk out of the office going, oh, you know what? I'll just catch up with them tomorrow. That thought crossed my mind, but what else am I here for? Is also the thought that I'm having. Like there's a sense of purpose to doing this, to helping you guys out, right? Because we're in a way it helps me out because it helps me rethink this in my own mind and solidify it in my own mind. So, this definitely is not a one-way street, but there's got to be a sense of purpose because to be honest with you, if this was something I didn't care about, it would have been easy to walk away, right? It would have been easy to say, you know what, not worth the frustration. See you guys. That's not how I feel about it. So it's in alignment with my purpose, even though it had me at my wit's end trying to figure out what the problem is. So and that's what I want you to look at in your own life. I want you to take the time to understand, like, no matter how frustrating it is, what is worth my time and my investment in my growth? You know, what is that in your life? And really take time to evaluate that. And when I say take time to evaluate, it might only take you 5 minutes. It might take you 30 seconds. It might take you days and months to figure it out. But we have the time. Right now, we have the time. And even if you are medical personnel or essential personnel and you are working your butt off right now is not the time to give up on the process that we've been doing for so long. Now is the time. You might have to blow through it, and that's the purpose of the way this is designed. It's meant to be blown through. It's meant to be quickly jotted down just so you have a touchstone that brings you back to center when you need it. Priority today, taking care of other people. That can be all you write if you're medical personnel. Today, take care of other people. And then as you're frustrated, as you're ready to give up, as you're crying in the closet, as you're overwhelmed by the amount of work, as you're frustrated with people's complaining and bitching and moaning, and you look at that and say, take care of other people. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Right? And maybe it's not even that conscious thought, but if you just implant it in your mind, in the beginning of the day, it'll be back there. It'll be back there. I'm taking care of other people. What I do is valuable, right? I appreciate that I have the opportunity, the knowledge, and the know-how to go ahead and do this. Today's theme is, I will crush it today. I will be there for my people. Like whatever it is for you on this page, you can write these things down in a couple of moments, a couple of minutes. It doesn't take that much time. It takes effort. It takes discipline. But it's not hard. It's not hard. We make it hard because we build it up in our minds. But it doesn't need to be that hard. It does not need to be that hard. Keep it up. Keep it up. What we do now is defining us. It's defining us. All right. I'm done. I'm going to make myself all red in the face. I am about to go out and take my kids into the backyard. I wanted to make s'mores. I thought we had marshmallows in the basement, but Lynn told me we don't, and I'm not going to the store for marshmallows. I'm not risking COVID-19 to get marshmallows. But what we are going to do is build a little bit of we'll build a little fire pit in the backyard. We have a fire pit. We'll build a little fire in the fire pit in the backyard, and maybe have a beer and just sit around. And I'll give the kids a Coke, and we're going to sit around and just enjoy the fresh air and maybe burn some sticks and stuff in the backyard. Do a little bit of cleanup in the backyard. I hope you found this valuable. I hope this worked out for you, like clarified things in your mind. I don't want you to be unhealthy, right? Like my priority now going forward today is spending family time, right? That's a priority. And that's something that got written down. It was priority number 3 today for me. Priorities don't need to be work. They do need to be things that are in alignment with who you are, right? So I'm not telling you to be unhealthy. I'm not telling you to push yourself in a way that's unhealthy. I'm telling you to make sure that every day you're focusing on the things that make you healthy. It might be work one day, another day it might be something else, and each day it might be a blend. I can't tell you what that is for you. But you need to care for yourself enough that you continue to press on and don't give up. Anna says, Nick, if I have someone who is not on Facebook, will they be able to access this because it would be really helpful to them? So yes, if they're not on Facebook, this will be uploaded to YouTube within about 10 minutes. It'll be there under the Defining Life playlist. It'll also be uploaded to the podcast, and I believe will be published tomorrow morning on the podcast. So they can catch the audio version there and the video on YouTube. No Coke for the kids. So Andrea, we never have Coke in the house, never. But because of this situation, right? We know that like we're giving them little treats as we go. I would never have Coke in the house, but we bought like a 12 pack or whatever of cans, and we let them split a Coke for dinner a couple nights a week. Um, that's a good instance, a good example of me being flexible in a way. Like we have 2 bags of Doritos downstairs, and they've been asking me if they could break into the Doritos every night this week, and I said no, they're for Saturday night. We'll watch a movie Saturday night. We'll open the Doritos, but that's it for that's Saturday. That's not until then. So, now they have to have healthier snacks until the weekend. So we're giving them some some treats, but we're not making it like an everyday habit for sure. I'm totally against Coke and all that sort of stuff. We drink water, and that's about it in this house. I know. Robin, it's funny you say that. Easy to make homemade marshmallows. So I need to look it up. I actually even saw it on my Amazon, the Echo device. It was on the home screen, how to make marshmallows yesterday, and I completely forgot about it. Stacy says I might have everything I need to make marshmallows, or use fluff. I don't have fluff either, but I might have everything I need to make, but it can't have eggs. I have one kid that's allergic to eggs, so we might not be able to do it. He did get sick on them once before. We didn't realize they were homemade eggs with eggs. I'll have to look it up. That's a good thought. Thank you. I like that. I'll look that up. Anna, you're welcome. You're welcome. Stacy, thank you very much for this session. I've been feeling bad about even doing the planner because I just feel like I've been failing at it because spontaneous life keeps throwing me off track. Hopefully this will help me get on track. Stacy, that's a good point. And maybe that's where we end this, but that's a very good point. This Define My Day is not a tool to judge yourself. There are review sections, right? We review ourselves with this, but it's not for a judgment purpose. It's to grow from it. And so, especially now, we need to be a little bit more lenient. The priorities are not going to be get stuff done, right? The priorities now are going to be, be healthy, be focused on my family, be focused on my values, my priorities. Whatever your values or priorities are, it might just be today your priority number one might be supportive. That's all. It doesn't need to be, accomplish this, accomplish this, accomplish this. That's why we created this as flexible as we did, because we don't want it to be like this crazy, overwhelming burnout tool, right? The tool is about, whatever it needs to be for you right now. So don't judge yourself. Please don't. That's definitely not what this is all about. This is about being healthy for you and what you need today. Now, in this process, we have milestones and we have monthly goals, right? We might need to relax those a little bit. We might need to back off a little bit. And understand that, like, right now, if you don't feel like doing the Define My Day process at all because you can't keep up with your goals and your milestones, I would say throw them away for now, right? Maybe we don't even talk about milestones and goals, and we only talk about today, I want to accomplish this. My priority is being this kind of person. That my priority is being this for the people around me. My priority is taking care of myself. And these are the ways that I'm going to do it. Keep with the process. Don't necessarily keep on the same goal track until we're back in a place where we have more stability in our lives and we can address our goals, right? So goals may get thrown away. I'm not saying you should do that, but they may get thrown away. But the daily process still happens with a lot of variables, with a lot of understanding that things are hairy right now, and we need to just kind of navigate our way through it. So one step at a time. Sheila talks about it in the group all the time. Small steps every day, right? Small steps. Just take small steps in a healthy direction, and you will feel better when it comes time to hit the gas and go back towards those goals. Then we can do that, and we'll be in a great place to do it. So don't get down on yourself. This is certainly not, again, not a judgment tool. This is a tool of self-discovery and a way to continue, like, build your own roadmap toward where you want to go. So you've got this. You've got this. I'm sure you do. All right, I'm going to head out and get on with my day, get my boys outside. They've been playing about an hour of Fortnite now, and they need to get out and get some fresh air. So have a great afternoon. Have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow morning on the Define My Day Facebook page for our 10 o'clock session. And we'll be talking about another healthy discipline / habit like we have been for the past couple of days. So I will see you then. Everybody take care. Keep moving forward, and I'll see you soon.